everyone, welcome to my channel and to my new class. And today we are here with a very interesting and a new topic, that is the classification of shares under the Companies Act 2013. Okay, in the previous video I have talked about the audit and auditors and also about the classification of companies. Okay, so the classification of shares comes under the company, and it is a very interesting and a very important topic also. Okay, so without wasting a time, oh yes, please do like, subscribe and share my channel. And in case if you feel like any doubt that has been creating in your mind regarding the topic, please do ask me in the comment box. I will be answering the same. So please do subscribe the Commerce Tree. Okay, so let us start a class, and before starting the class, let me give my brief introduction that hi, I am CS Ridhima Mishra, a practicing company secretary by profession. I am your mentor and educator for today, and today we will be talking about a very important topic, that is the classification of shares. Okay, so before starting the talking about the classification of shares, let us just discuss about what are these shares. Many students are confused about the shares. What are the shares? Okay, does it include stock? Okay, so we will be talking about the shares that under section 43 of the Companies Act 2013, the shares are the denomination of capital. What is the denomination? Denomination means it is the division of the capital. Okay, it is a division of the capital, or you can say it is the division of or the small parts of the capital. These are the small parts of the capital. Okay, so the just like if I give you the money and you acknowledge me with a certain kind of a paper that yes, you have given me that money, and you are acknowledging me with that certain instrument or a paper, that paper is the share. Okay, so like that only, the share is the financial instrument to raise fund. It is a source to raise fund. When a company needs fund, it issue the shares to the public. It issue the shares to the public and invite them to invest in a company. Okay, by issuing the shares, what the public do? It purchase the shares from the market and invest the capital into the company. Invest the capital into the company. You can say that if I am investing 1,000 shares, if I am investing the 1,000 rupees in a company, I will be getting the 1,000 rupees shares from the company. Company will be issuing me the shares against the money that I have invested in a certain company. Okay, third point, share includes stock. Yes, stock is not different from the shares. In accordance to the definitions of the shares, shares includes stock. This can become into the objective questions of the exam. Okay, what is the capital? Now I'm talking about the capital again and again. Let me explain you what is the capital. Capital is just simple money which is being invested in a company. If you're putting the 1,000 or the 1 lakh rupees in a company, that money is known as the capital. Money raised by the issuance of the shares, and in exchange of that money, company will be issuing you a shares. Now comes the classification of the share. Broadly, we will be talking about the classification. The shares are only classified into two parts. One is the equity share, second is the preference shares. Okay. Now, first of all, we will be talking about the equity shares. In accordance with the section 85 subsection 2 of the Companies Act 2013. Please do not write the wrong sections in the exam. Okay, so equity shares under section 85 subsection 2. What is equity shares? The holders of such shares participate in divisible profits only after the claims are met of the preference shareholders. Okay, so who are the equity shareholder? They are the major risky shareholder, because their dividend, or you can say the profit that they will be getting from the company, depends on the market share or market rate of the equity shares. Okay, who are the preference shareholder? Preference shares shareholders are the shareholders, or you can say the preference shares are the shares in which there is a certain preferential right. Preferential right means they have the top priority than the equity shareholders. That whenever the company will be declaring the dividend, the preference shareholders will be getting the dividend first. Then comes the equity shareholder. Bacha kucha equity shareholders ko milega. Okay, The residue will be getting to the equity shareholder. First of all, the preference shareholder will be given all the dividend in accordance with their shareholdings. Okay, so the holders of such shares hold the preferential rights and priority to the equity shareholder. Now you must be thinking, oh, the holding of the preference shares are much beneficial. No, there are certain limitations also, or you can say there are certain merits and also the demerits when it comes to the equity shareholders and also to the preference shareholders. Okay, general shareholders are the equity shareholder. Okay, now let us learn about the explanation of the equity shareholders. Equity shares are those shares which are not preference shares. Obviously, the preference shares are different from the equity shares. First point, the rights and privileges of the equity shareholders are laid down in the article subject to the provisions of the Act. First of all, what are the features? Equity shares enjoys the voting power. Okay, equity shares enjoys the voting power. This is the demerit in case of the preference shareholder. I will be telling you later. Payment of dividend is only done in the presence of profits after paying dividend to the preference shareholder. See, preference shareholder will be getting the dividend, and when they will be given the dividend, whatever the profit has been left, then only the equity shareholders will be given the dividend from the company. Okay, so dividend is paid after deduction of 10% tax. Okay, there is a certain taxation when it comes to the payment of the dividend, or you can say if you are receiving the dividend in against the equity share that you are holding of a company, 10% of the tax will be deducted from that dividend. Okay, it can actively take part in every decision of a company. This is the benefit of holding the equity share, that they are the general shareholders, they are the majority shareholders, so they can even vote, and also they can take part in every decision of a company. Now it comes about the preference shareholder. Preference shares are the shares carrying the preferential right. Preferential right means that first preferential right, that they will be attended or they will be given the dividend in priority of the equity shareholders, such as the payment of fixed amount of dividend. There is a fixed amount of dividend that the preferential shareholders has to be paid. Okay, there is a certain amount of a dividend that has to be paid, whether there is a profit or not. The dividend will be paid to the preference shareholder. But in case of equity shareholder, only when there will be profit, the dividend will be paid, otherwise not. So dividend is paid fixed amount during the lifetime of a company. Preferential right to the return of the capital in case of liquidation of the company. Enjoys a limited voting right. Again, the demerit comes. What is the merit in the equity share? Is the demerit in the preference shares. Enjoys the limited voting rights, and it is redeemable after 20 years. That the preference shares has to be taken back, and the amount has to be given to the shareholders within the 20 years if they're issuing the redeemable preference shares. Previously there was non-redeemable, okay, that it is not necessary to redeem the preference shares. Now that provision has been removed under the Companies Act. So every preference share is redeemable preference shares, and it has to be redeemed before 20 years. Dividend is the amount paid out of its profit of the shareholders. Now come the classification of capital. Previously we were talking about the classification of shares. Okay, now I will be talking about the classification of capital. There are 5 types of capital. First is the authorized capital, issued capital, subscribed capital, called up capital, paid up capital. These are the steps. Actually, you just note down, these are the steps. Okay, first of all a company invest in a company, first of all a shareholder invest in a particular company at the time of incorporation, at the time of starting the company. That particular capital is authorized capital. What is authorized capital? The amount invested at the time of starting up a company, that is the authorized capital. Okay, now further on, when the company requires more fund, if I will be needing more fund in my company, I will be issuing the shares to the shareholders, and I will be requesting to the shareholders, please do invest in my company so that I can raise fund. So I will be issuing the shares. That particular capital is the issued capital. Whatever the capital I will be getting after issuance of shares, that is a issued capital. Now, shareholders will be subscribing the shares. I have issued the shares. They are not subscribed. They are not taken by the shareholders till now. But when they will be taken or subscribed by the shareholder, that will become the subscribed shares. And after that, now the payment has to be given. They have subscribed, they have taken these shares, but they haven't not given up the payment against the shares. So when they will be, the company will be calling up that please, please do give the capital, please do give the payment against the shares that you have taken from the company. Okay, that is a called up capital. Now comes the paid up capital. When the amount is being paid, fully amount has been paid against the shares that has been given by the company to the shareholders, that is the paid up share capital. Now come again, what is a nominal, authorized or registered capital? Capital invested at the time of formation of the company. I already told you what is authorized. It is also known as registered capital or nominal capital. Question. Okay, so the capital which is written under the memorandum of association that we are starting the company with this certain amount of capital, that is a authorized capital. Now comes the subscribed capital. I already told you, capital when issued to subscribe by the shareholders of the company. When the shareholders come to subscribe the shares, to subscribe like you subscribe the Amazon or Flipkart. Okay, just like that, the shareholders also come to the company and subscribe these shares. Okay, there is a certain condition that whenever you are issuing the shares, the issuance will be getting successful only when the 90% of the shares should be subscribed by the members. Then only you can allot the shares. There is the minimum subscription amount that has to be subscribed, that has to be done by the members of the company. Otherwise, you have to refund the money to the members. Okay, if the 90% of the shares are not been subscribed by the members, then 90% of the total issuance of shares, then that amount has to be returned to the members. Okay, last point, the amount has to be received within 120 days. There is a certain time frame also that subscribed amount has to be received within 120 days. Now come the called up capital, the share capital against which the money has not been paid or due at the side of the shareholders. Paid up capital, the money when it's paid against the shares, that is a paid up capital. So this was the end of my class, and thank you so much for listening me. I hope I make you understand why teaching the whole topic, because I try to make the topic much easy for you students. And in case again if you feel any kind of a doubt, then please do ask me in the comment box. So please share as much as you can, like, subscribe and share my channel. I'll see you back with the next new topic. Okay, bye, take care, have a nice day, bye.